it's good fun. Days like these are great. You get the whole industry together, and to have, companies and corporations like Interbet and Cape Racing who are so generous with sort of time and energy into making a day like this possible is it's fantastic for everyone.
Well, we're warming up now. We're warming up to the big races. Mercury Sprint, Group 1, 1,200 meters is race number 6. And let's get straight into our package. We got a rerun of Lucky Lad and an interview.
Marker now, Cruise Control takes it up. It's Cruise Control, hit the mark, Sunshine, Sunblush, Sir J on the inside. It's Cruise Control over the last 100 metres, running on strongly as I Am Giant. Then comes At My Command, coming to the last 100. They're coming from everywhere. Oh, it's too close. 4 of them across the line. Lucky Lad, At My Command, I Am Giant, and Cruise Control.
Yeah, and obviously, nice. He didn't run too far behind last year in this race, and we gave the post merchants a miss this year, because obviously it's gone up in the rating, so wait for the weight for age. Not drawn the best, but he always tends to come from off them, so it's not the worst, but a bad draw is a bad draw. But he's fitting well at home, as long as if the pace is on, which we hope it should be. He'll be running on strong yet to finish.
A race of tactics. That's the way I'd like to sum this up. We know it's going to be quick. It's over 1,200 meters. How much can you think about on what your plan is to try and beat the mighty Lucky Lad? Well, there will be plans from stables, from jockeys, and from connections on how to oppose a Lucky Lad. And the obvious thing is that you've seen it from that rerun. You've watched most of his races. If you followed his career, that he's not a horse that's going to give you any confidence and speed in the early part of the race. He takes his time to find his stride, to warm up. But when he does find that stride, like we saw in that replay, it's unbelievable on the amount of ground with those quick legs, that big action of his, on how he can make up lengths. Well, Graham Hawkins is going to try and work things out here, because I'm a big fan of the horse. I've always been, Graham. We've chatted off air. We're not going to read into his 2 poor runs here at Hollywoodbets Greyville. 1,600 meters, we're going to forgive him for that, and we're going to say maybe even a wrong decision by the stable. But over this distance, and if the Lucky Lad that we know rocks up on the day, wherever positioned by Richard Fourie, wherever he is placed in the race, there's nothing from behind him is going to come out to win. So we expect him to be last, turning into the straight or towards the back of the field. Tactically now, that's why I wanted to speak to you about. Tactically, there'll be a lot of connections that will be hoping they can down him here because of Greyville, the draw, and how he's going to handle a shorter run-in of 500 meters.
Sure. We chatted off air, so I'm trying to beat this horse. I'm playing to beat him because, can I first talk from my heart?
Yes.
I love on these days to see the best horses win. I want Lucky Lad to win. I want him to be voted champion sprinter of the country because I think he deserves that. His last 3 wins down the straight have been truly, truly spectacular. So that's my heart. My head says to me, notwithstanding they were over 1,600 meters, he comes to Hollywoodbets Greyville with a shorter run in, possible strong tailwind, and the worst draw of all. So I believe that Richard Fourie is going to ride him for luck. I can't see the point in chasing him around the field, so he's going to drop him out, I would imagine. And he's going to have he's had a mountain to climb when he's won his last 3 sprints. He's going to have Everest to climb, turning into the straight. That's the way I read it. If he gets up and wins, I'll be standing. Obviously, I'm not brassing him, but I am playing to beat him because that's what my head is telling me, what my punter's head is telling me, that he's got to be vulnerable from that draw. He's got to be vulnerable with the tailwind if it materializes. He's got to be vulnerable, more vulnerable at Hollywoodbets Greyville, where Richard Fourie has less chance to balance him up and get him into top gear. But he comes up against a strong trio of runners from Brett Crawford, all of whom are well drawn. Sir J will run better. I Am Giant, we saw in that rerun in the Golden Horse Sprint, was narrowly behind Lucky Lad, but of course in receipt of plenty of weight. So at these weights, there's no way on form that I Am Giant or ability, pure raw ability that I Am Giant can beat Lucky Lad. But for At My Command, it's slightly different. But he also has a problem that it takes him a little while for his engines to get going. So for me, At My Command is probably the best of the Crawford trio and represents the biggest threat to Lucky Lad. But I'm going to include I Am Giant. Can't win at the weights on paper, but I think that he's more free running, and from the inside gate he's going to be there. Sergey I'm going to throw into the play as well because David are confident with him. At My Command is the classiest of the three, and yeah, I'm really hoping that Lucky Lad mows him down. I will be screaming along with everybody, loudly shouting him home. If he starts flying up the outside and you can see that he's going to get there, I'll be shouting as loudly as everybody else. But banker for me, no.
Okay, not a banker for Graham, a banker for me. Number 13, Lucky Lad. I'll tell you what, this is going to be one of the races of the day, purely on the fact that we know how the race is going to map out, and we know, however far back Lucky Lad's going to be, we normally throw our ticket away. We normally say, that is it, it's over and done. I think even if there's 50 meters left in the race, with this horse, you can't write him off. Let's see how good he is. As Graham mentioned, if he wins this, he could be in line for an Equus Champion Sprinter Award. He's good, he's bloody good. And after his flop in the Hollywoodbets Gold Challenge, he showed his well-being last time out with what a fine horse he can be, bouncing back to his very best. This is the very best that we have around in the country when it comes to the sprinting ranks. And who's going to be boss? Well, we'll know that at 15:30.
I bet with Interbet only. They're a fantastic site. I've never had any issues with them. They are very professional. There's never a problem. You deposit money, 2 seconds later it's in your account. You withdraw, which I do very occasionally, and I believe it's also 2 seconds it's in your account.